If you build it, they will come. So how will all this play out in the semis trade? Joining us now is Vivek Arya from Bank of America. It's great to have you back on, and let's start right there, because it was another gangbusters day overall for the semi sector. How much further can AI drive this?
Thanks, Morgan. I think that this thing can go on for at least another year to 2 years and perhaps even till 2030. And the reason is that most infrastructure cycles, they tend to last for a decade plus. We have seen this with 3G and 4G. We have the 5G cycle that started. So these cycles can last for a decade or more. And if you look at when ChatGPT started, that was in late 22. So we are just basically in the first 3 years of what could be a decade-long cycle. Now, it's important to understand why this is happening. And I think why this is happening is that there is this virtuous kind of flywheel that we have where there's infrastructure spending that is leading to the creation of intelligence, which is being monetized, which is then being fed right back into the deployment of more infrastructure. And I think semiconductors are absolutely in the middle of a lot of those very, very important building blocks.
So whether it's AMD and their news with the Department of Energy today and some of the other deals they've struck recently, or Nvidia, which I think closed up almost 5% today and obviously had a flurry of announcements out of its conference in Washington. Are these still the places that investors should be parking their money?
Yeah, in fact, I'm at Nvidia's show here at GTC. Very incredible presentation, as is to be expected from their CEO. And I think he laid out a path to almost $500 billion of demand that they are seeing between calendar 25 and 26. And I think what's really important to understand is how leverageable this technology is in so many areas of what people refer to as the real economy. This is industrial, this is healthcare, this is cybersecurity, this is defense. This is automation, this is automotive. So this is not just, high performance computing in isolation. This is actually has the potential to create productivity benefits in vast areas of the economy. So now I think it's Nvidia, I think it's Broadcom, it's AMD. I think these are just exceptionally positioned companies in this environment.
What do you think of some of the deals and some of the investments that Jensen Huang at Nvidia has been making?
Yeah, I think some of these investments, it's important to realize that there is a vast amount of infrastructure that is being deployed by very profitable companies, right? These are the large public hyperscalers. If you look at the amount of capex they are investing, it's only about 2/3 of their operating cash flow. So they can very well afford to invest in this infrastructure on their own. But there is an emerging group of companies, whether it is OpenAI, right, or others, who are investing at a much, much rapid pace. They do need more support from the ecosystem. And I think that will have long-term benefits because these companies can, as they say, kind of break things and move things forward at a pace, which is going to have a really stimulative and flywheel effect on the rest of the industry. But if you look over the next 5 to 6 years, I think whether it's Nvidia's investments or AMD's investments, they're probably going to be less than 10% of the overall investment. So I think there's a lot of headlines that go after just that 10% part. But no, this infrastructure build is really being promoted by some of the most profitable companies on the planet right now.
Yeah, very quickly, M&A in the sector, we're going to get more of it, especially given some of the reports we got today with Qorvo and Skyworks?
I think what you're actually seeing, Morgan, is that it is the kind of the weaker parts of the semiconductor industry that have to do with consumer or smartphones, right? Industrial, automotive, those are sectors that are not doing as well. When you look at AI, yes, it's a sector that requires a lot of, entry barriers are quite high. But we do have really strong companies. So I don't anticipate as much in the AI and the data center part, but in other parts of semiconductors where I think things are not going as well, yeah, we could see some more consolidation.
Okay. Vivek Arya, thanks for joining me.